Hi everyone! Before I get into my video, I just want to put out a huge thank you to everyone who sent me lovely comments and got in touch after my haul video where I was kind of feeling really down. I mean, I'm not 100% now, but it's just I felt so much love and warmth coming from my subscribers and people who watch my videos, and it's really felt like a welcome back, and I've kind of felt more in the mood to make videos, so that's good. And whilst I'm still not perfect, I've still got a bit of blues, you know, it's not the best time for anybody, and I understand, you know, that I'm in a pretty good position considering, but I just really want to say thank you to everybody who sent me comments and things, and you really do mean a lot to me, so thank you so much for your love and support, and I love you too. Yeah, here I am making a video, thank you. So today, slightly controversial topic, and I feel like I'm gonna get some arguments maybe over this, but today I thought it'd be fun to rank my favourite artists, my favourite lead vocalists live. I don't want to say ability because that's not right, but it's basically just how I feel listening to them live, how much I enjoy watching them live, like what they're actually doing on stage, and how much I think they sound nice live, like, you know, do they sound like the CD, do I prefer their live sound better to the CD, things like that. So yeah, there's going to be some controversies here because I'm going to not talk about some people's favourites, but that's okay. And so yeah, anyways, I've got 7 choices here, and these are all people that I have watched consistently for many years. For some reason or another, I've placed them wherever. I'll explain as we go along. But so at number 7, I'm going to put Christina Scavia of Lacuna Coil. I don't think this one's really surprising to anybody. As you all know, I used to really be into Lacuna Coil like in my late teens, early 20s, and then they kind of just made a couple of albums I didn't really like as much, so I kind of dropped them off the bandwagon, and that's why I've placed Christina so low, is just because there's more of a I'll only watch these particular songs by you, and there's a cut-off point. There's nothing bad about Christina live. I've seen Lacuna Coil live 3 times and they were amazing every time. The second time I saw them was one of my favourite set lists that, like, you know, when a band just does all your favourites, that was perfect. It's just that I don't really listen to them anymore because I don't really know any of the new songs and I don't particularly care to. Sounds awful, I know, but yeah, so I do love Christina's voice, and I will listen to the Lacuna Coil albums I own completely. My favourite era is Karma Code, that's my favourite album. So watching concerts when they were kind of promoting that album is my favourite. There's a particular download, I want to say it's 2006, please correct me if I'm wrong, that is a Lacuna Coil performance. That is my favourite one. I will watch that again and again and again. I own Visual Karma by Lacuna Coil and I've watched that multiple times. So yeah, I enjoy her, I just don't watch her new stuff. So yeah, that's why she's there. Number 6, again, I don't think it's going to be too controversial, but I think will still kind of ruffle a few feathers, and that is Sharon Denadel of Within Temptation. Again, Within Temptation, the last album, I've not really cared about. I think they've got another one out now as well, but that I just haven't really particularly followed their newer stuff because I didn't like the songs that they were doing. Like that song they did with Jacoby from Papa Roach, did not like it, and whatever, there was a couple of singles from Resist and they just didn't appeal to me, so then I didn't buy Resist, and so that's kind of when I stopped being on the Within Temptation bandwagon. But I do love watching them live still. I own Mother Earth, Silent Force, Black Symphony and Hydra. No, it's not called Hydra, it's Elements and Hydra, I think. Anyways, I own all of their DVDs that within the era I like. I just think that Sharon tones it down a lot more now, and her voice has changed, and it's not bad by any means. It's better than anything I'll ever do, but it's just, she's kind of deepened a little bit over time, and I prefer the lighter area sound that she used to have. I mean, I am going to go and watch them live hopefully eventually, because I have tickets, so it's not that I dislike them completely and I've thrown them in the bin or anything, but I just think that the peak era for them is kind of Silent Fourth, Heart of Everything kind of time, and that's fine, right? I know, I still like them. They were live streaming in the kind of early lockdown months, and me and Phil watched them together because Phil likes Within Temptation too. So I'm still interested, and I still do watch, just I'm not as avid anymore as I used to be. So yeah, there's that. This one I think is going to be the one that upsets people the most. I think this is the most controversial one of them all. And that is that in number 5 I am putting Flor Janssen. But she's perfect, and she can do no wrong, and she does every song ever, and it's great, and she goes viral for everything. Yes, yeah, that's true. She is a pretty perfect vocalist. She's just not my favourite. And the main reason that I've put her so low on my list, even though, you know, it's just still the 7 best vocalists in my eyes, is because I think she tones it down a lot, especially in Nightwish. If she had carried on the way she was in Revamp in Nightwish, she'd probably be like number 1. But she, for whatever reason, didn't. She decided to go a lot softer. And to me, Flor is a woman of power. Like, her voice is so powerful, it's magnificent. But she just tones it down a lot, and I just kind of don't like that as much. I mean, I do like it still, obviously. Like, I own Showtime Storytime, I own Vehicle of Spirit, I was there for that show, and I own Decades, and I followed them around the UK when they, around England, not the UK, they did like other countries in the UK, when they did their English shows. I followed them round on the Decades tour, and I loved every second of it. It was amazing. But it's just not the Nightwish I want, and that's my problem. Also, if we were ranking on who's the best at moshing and windmilling, Flor Janssen, number 1, absolute queen. Like, I could watch that woman whip her hair for hours, and she might not even be doing anything else, just whipping that hair. Beautiful. She is the only person that I will happily say is better than me at it. Which is a bit of a silly joke, and if you're someone who watches me, who knows me in person, I feel like you can relate. Like, it's something that I'm known for being good at. So yeah, that's like my specialist talent, is windmilling. If I was to front a band, I'd be great at whipping my hair around and going for it on stage. My vocals might not be perfect, but you know, I'd at least try and entertain. But yeah, so that's something that I really do love and adore about Flor, is that she has the stage presence. It's just that her voice, for whatever reason, gets toned down in Nightwish, and I don't like it as much. So it's fine, you can all tell me to kill myself in the comments, cool, go for it. I hope you don't really. But, you know, I'm sure you can have her as your favourite, that's fine. And I'm sure you'll tell me why she's your favourite, and that's also fine. But yeah. So yeah, you're probably going to get mad at me now with everyone else who I'm about to place above her. But yeah. Next one is someone I haven't even seen live. And that's what number we are now, number 4, and that is Metal of Babymetal. Much like Flor, weirdly, I do compare the two in this sense. I feel like you can give Sue any song and she'll sing it, and it'll be gorgeous. It'll be like perfect, bang on, and I think Flor can do that as well. That's why she was so great on like Best Singers. Anyways, coming off the Flor topic, back to Sue. The reason I put Sue above Flor is because I just like that she sounds exactly like the CD live. Like, I don't think I've ever heard her like have a rough day and not sound at least close to the CD sound. And I know that sometimes there's like lip syncing and things, don't worry, I'm not oblivious to that, but you can tell when Sue is singing live and it is just beautifully done. Like it, and she's dancing away like a mad woman. Like Babymetal shows are like 3 hours of dancing and perfect vocals, and that is why I've put Sue so high on the list, even though I haven't actually seen her live myself. I would love to though. I was hoping to see them this year. It was February, I think, they toured the UK, but the tickets came out when I went on holiday, and by the time I'd got back from my holiday the show near me had sold out, so I guess it wasn't meant to be. No concerts for me this year. But yeah, so that's why I've kind of placed Sue lower down. Also, I have Live at Brixton, is it in the UK, that one? Live in the UK one. I have Live at Wembley on CD because for whatever reason we didn't get it as a DVD. And I have the Black Night Red Night DVD as well, and I love all three, like amazing. I have no complaints. Happily watch them all the time. Also another one where download comes into play is I love the karate performance that they did at Download when it was the original lineup. That's the one that got filmed. Oh, what year is it? Sorry, I can't remember the year, but put in Babymetal Karate Download. Look for the one where it's the original 3 girls in the like silver and black costumes. Beautiful. Also, I love I want to say it was last year's Download or the year before that. No, last year, surely. That was when Sue did Kagero for the first time in the UK, or Tattoo as it was known back then. It wasn't even called Kagero at that point, so maybe it was 2 years ago now. But anyways, look that one up at Download as well. Great, amazing performance. So yeah, I love Sue and I love Babymetal, and I will fight that she is one of the best musicians, vocalists even, of our generation, like of this time in the music industry working right now. She is brilliant, and I won't have a word against her. So yeah, there's that one. So where am I now on my list? Top 3 territory, yes. So in third place is my first true love, the voice that I would say, like, the voice that has spoken to me the most my entire life, like lyrically and just as a sound. The voice that means the most to me kind of personally, and I'm getting a bit choked up just thinking about this person, but it is Amy Lee of Evanescence, which I'm sure you're shocked that I've put her so high, and the reason she is so high is because of the more personal side. I just think Amy Lee's voice was my inner voice growing up. I know that sounds weird, but like, I just felt such a strong connection to Evanescence as a teenager and an early 20-year-old, you know. The self-titled album in particular really kind of sort of saved my life. I don't know if that's right to say, but like I feel like it is. And I'm just really emotional when I think about seeing Evanescence live. I have cried at Evanescence concerts. When I saw them for the Synthesis tour, my friend was like holding my hand throughout some of the songs because I was just like, oh, I just love them so much, crying. So yeah, there's that. I have Anywhere But Home. I have the Synthesis, is it just called Synthesis DVD? Oh, that's bad. I'm old now, I don't remember things. And I have a few kind of bootleggy ones that aren't official Evanescence live DVDs, but they have live concerts of Evanescence on them, and I love those too. I know that Amy kind of went through a bit of a rough patch in like the late 2000s where she didn't quite sound right, and you know, I don't care. I really don't care. I'll admit it happened. I can admit that there are times when Amy hasn't sounded as good as she could, but there's other times that just mean so much more to me and really do. Like that Synthesis DVD, gorgeous, and proof that she still has it. I also watched Amy from home when the lockdowny stuff all started, and that was lovely. One particular performance I really like is, I think it's for Yahoo. Do you remember when that existed? And it's like a live session with Amy and her piano, and one of the particular standout songs is Understanding. Oh, that just gets me. But my all-time favourite Evanescence anything is The Change live in Germany, acoustic. And it's because Amy's voice is just so pure and emotional, and that is my favourite Evanescence song. And so thank you, Amy, for putting that out in the world, because it means everything to me. So yeah, I'm gonna stop getting cryy, even though, speaking of number 2, someone who I've cried in their face is Simone Simmons of Epica. Now, as you all know, if you've watched my videos before, Epica are my favourite band. And so no one is surprised that I've put Simone so high. People say that she doesn't sound as good now as she used to. You are wrong. I actually prefer to watch more modern stuff, and I prefer their modern albums, so take that as you will. But I love and adore Epica and Simone. Like I said, I've cried in her face. I've seen them live several times. I was supposed to see them live this year as well, but that's been moved to next year now. So, I mean, I'm still going to go, but I'm not seeing anyone live, sadly. I have Retrospect. I don't have We Will Take You With Us, I believe it's called. And that's kind of because that came out before I was really into Epica. So I've missed my opportunity. Like, if I was to buy it now, it's like 3 figures. So if anyone knows where to buy that for a reasonable price, let me know, comment it away. But I don't have it. I have watched it online, but I just don't own it, and I'd love to. I'd also love for Epica to bring out another DVD if they do. Like, I've said this before, if they brought out every single year an anniversary DVD, I wouldn't be upset about it. I'd just keep buying them, because they just are such a good live band. And the main reason that I've put Simone second is basically because of her stage presence. I don't know if that's right. I don't know. Basically, she's not as lively on stage as other vocalists are, and I think that she could kind of just get a little bit more headbangy movie, because Epica's sound is so headbangy. But I do love that she interacts with all the members of the band, and they all have fun, and she's always looks so happy. Oh, that Paris concert where she flings off her shoes like there's no tomorrow, I will never forget that. That's one of my favourite live moments. But my favourite Epica live show that I can think of right now is Pink Pop of, I want to say 2013. It's when they just released the Quantum Enigma. Watch that show. That is just Simone peaking, like gorgeous vocals. They do Reverence in that, and it's like the best recording I've got of the live version of Reverence, and for some reason I keep missing it live. Like the last couple of tours I've been on, the show I've been to, either the one before or the one after is the one where Reverence has been on the set list. So Epica, please do it for me. I'm gonna be seeing you in Manchester. Please put Reverence on the set list. Because they're totally watching, you know, they love watching me as much as I love watching them. We can only dream. But yeah, that's Simone Simmons at number 2. And then number 1 is not going to be surprising, but the surprising thing is that I probably wouldn't have put them at number 1 until more recently, when I've kind of got more into them. And that is Taria Terunan, who is of Nightwish fame but is obviously now a solo artist. And even though I don't watch her solo stuff quite as much, but I still do, I have live at Luna Park and Act 1 and 2, is it 2? Yeah, I have those, and I love them, and I've watched them, and she sounds glorious. But the real reason she's still at number 1 is for being in Nightwish and just being perfection. You can't talk about someone being so good live, like just from pure sound, without talking about Taria. Like, she's the best. She is the best. I saw her live as a solo, sadly not with Nightwish. That's another thing I'd kill for. Like, I'd kill someone for did I say that's another thing? Like, I'm just going around saying I'm killing for things. That's the thing I would kill for. Oh, I'm gonna just stop with that. That is something that I would love more than anything, is to see Nightwish with Taria Terunan. I'd pay a lot of money for that. Like, I would, like 3 figures, cool. Would I even pay 4? Probably, because I'm a psychopath fan. But yeah, anyways, back onto the topic. I saw her live and she didn't even need a microphone and she sounded perfect. Like, there's not a dud note in place. Everyone in that crowd was so happy just to see her. I think that's the thing that she has, I think, over anyone else, is she's just pure happiness. Like, if you watch her live now as a soloist, she's so happy and her audience are so happy to see her happy, and I think that's what really inspires me about her. Obviously put on her doing any Nightwish song and she sings them like they're nothing, like they're the easiest pop song you've ever heard, yet they're just out of my belief of wanting to ever hit a note of, and she just sings them like done. And that's what really impresses me about her. And even though her moves on stage aren't the best, they're so endearing. I don't know what I was going to say, enduring. They're so endearing and so lovable. And honestly, like, even though Nightwish isn't my favourite band and her solo stuff isn't my favourite artist, you know, Epica is my favourite, but I just can't put Simone above her. Like, she's the reason Simone even sings the way she does, because she heard Nightwish and was inspired to have classical lessons. So, I mean, the Queen has to be number 1. She is the Queen of symphonic metal, and she is such a beautiful presence in this world. I hope I get to see her live again, so please come back to the UK. And I just adore her, I really do. I have End of an Era, and I'm sure there's another one that came out with Taria in, but I don't know the name of it right now. But my friend had it when we were in school. I remember her parents put a tent in the back garden for whatever reason. We had like a little camping trip in her back garden and we watched Nightwish live on a DVD that she had, and it's one I don't have. So maybe I should look into that, but I get the feeling the reason I don't have it is the same as the Epica thing, is that I kind of missed the mark because I wasn't as into them, like, at a time when I could just buy things I wanted for myself as an adult. But yeah, so there's a tangent I've just gone off on. There's a story about my life. But yeah, those are the rankings of my favourite vocalists. Let me know how much you agree. Let me know how much you probably disagree, because I get the feeling that all of the Flor fans are going to come and tell me that I'm wrong. And that's fine, you know. It's fine. I've clearly made my stake of what's my favourite era of Nightwish. As you can tell, I didn't put certain vocalists in, and that's because I don't watch them. And if I have ever watched them live, it's either by accident, because I've just clicked on the next Nightwish one in the playlist and it's been a different vocalist, or it was when I was first figuring out whether or not I liked her and listening to the stuff that she was doing and did not really care. So yeah, just on that point, if you're wondering where the other era of Nightwish is and you don't watch me usually, I have watched live things, but it's not for me. So yeah, anyways, thank you so much for watching. I don't know if you already know about this, but I started an Instagram account, which is Fangirl Vicky, all one word, no punctuation in there. Vicky is spelled V-I-C-K-E-Y, just like my channel name. But if you want to follow me on there, you can do. I do post about music on there, I post about books on there, I post a lot about makeup on there. I'm not going to lie to you, I'm quite a makeup-y Instagram. I post about food quite a lot on there actually as well, because I'm such a greedy sweet tooth lady that I need to talk about food. But I just talk about general fangirling as well, video games, whatever. Anyways, if you want to see what I get up to in life, I am trying to be kind of as active as possible on there, but I'm not perfect. No one is. Yes, thank you so much for making it to the end. And again, thank you to everyone who supports me. It means everything. And hopefully I'll see you again soon. Bye.